Hey everyone, it's Dave coming to you again with another video. I don't like my hat this way. I'm gonna put it back the other way. There we go. Look kind of weird to me. I got my Prove It hat on. I see it's backwards in the video, but that's all good. So I'm here basically today to talk to you about fat bombs. Okay, for those of you on a ketogenic diet, we want to get your healthy fats in, right? Your coconut oils, your grass-fed butter, all these different things. And you want to make sure that you're getting enough healthy fat in, having a moderate amount of protein, and a certain amount of vegetables, right? To help with digestion and all the vitamins and nutrients that you need, right? So, and there's a lot of misguided information out there and everything else, right? This company, Prove It, okay, is changing the conversation. They're really giving you guys an idea of how the body works and what you actually need to do to burn fat, right? When you burn fat, you produce ketones. The bottom line. When you produce ketones, ketones are a better source of energy. It's the fuel that your brain needs. It's all kinds of stuff that it helps in your body, right? But most of the time, our ancestors were living off of ketones because there was feast and there was famine, right? And our body already produces a little bit of sugar, and they weren't taking in the same foods that we do today, with all the chemicals that mimic our hormones, causing a hormonal imbalance, keeping us locked in this sugar state, right? If you want to think of it kind of like a switch, right? The switch is always on sugar, right? Some of you for your maybe 30, 40, 50 years of your life have been on this end of the spectrum, never ever really tapping into those fat stores. The only way to get rid of fat is to use it, right? And you want your body to start using it. So it's kind of like a biohack that when you start feeding it fat and your body starts getting used to this fuel source, that eventually it starts to slip over and flip that switch all the way to the other side, where you start using more fat for fuel, producing ketones and having energy. And that's why this company, Prove It, is changing the conversation, because they have come out with external ketones that you can actually drink, right? So in 1 hour or less that you're drinking this this powdered drink, it's a white powder, you put in different flavors, completely healthy for you, gluten-free, dairy-free, it's even kosher. I mean, it's just completely healthy for you to do for the rest of your life, right? Don't be fooled with, ketosis, getting into ketoacidosis, and it's bad for you, and all these other things, right? Do your research, please. Look up online. You'll see that it can only happen in type 1 diabetics. If your body produces insulin, there's no way that you're going to get sick from having too many ketones in your body and producing those ketones. So I'm no doctor. Talk to your doctor, obviously, before you do anything. But that's what I have learned in my experience through these things. So that's why they're changing the conversation. Now back to the fat bombs and creating something like a snack in order to get your healthy fats in. Low carbohydrates, right? Because that's the main thing on a ketogenic diet. You want to have moderate protein, because anything you eat will spark your insulin. So if you eat too much protein, you're going to spark too much insulin. It takes too much to break down. It's going to actually store some of that protein, right? So we want to keep moderate protein, have our vegetables for our nutrients and everything else, right? And we want to get in a decent amount of healthy fat to get our body working on burning fat, okay? And then it gets used to that and it continues burning it, right? When you sleep and everything else. What happens when the healthy fat you ate is gone? It's going to start burning your own fat, right? That's kind of the idea of producing those ketones, keeping you energy, keeping satiety for a much longer period of time. One more point before I get to the actual fat bomb is that, to understand this conversation, I know everything we've been taught is fat is bad, don't eat fat, all these other things. It's the complete opposite, right? So if you notice, you have a slice of pizza, you're hungry a half hour later, right? You can eat 3 slices of pizza, be full, and be hungry a half hour later, right? All those carbohydrates, all the stuff's in the bread, all the different things that you're eating there, right? Have a steak, like a ribeye, with a lot of healthy fat on it, right? You eat that, and you're full for the next 3 hours. You're satiated, right? You don't have that same cravings and and everything else that you would have a half hour later. Why? It's because of the fats that are in there. It lowers insulin. It doesn't let your insulin spark, right? Healthy fat will lower insulin. When your insulin is up and it drops, it wants that source of energy again, and you get your cravings and everything from there. So it's a longer sustained energy source, as well as taking away hunger and cravings when you eat healthy fat. So now back to the fat bombs and how I made that today, which was fantastic. And I'm going to show you right now. I'm actually going to have one. So here, it's a chocolate fat bomb. I just cut them into these little pieces. You can make them in squares. You can make them round. You can make them like a Reese's peanut butter cup, whatever you want. Delicious. Chocolate fat bomb. So, what is this? And you can find recipes online. This is where I learned it from. I'm just bringing it out to you here. But coconut oil, right? I believe it's 4 tablespoons is how we made it. A few tablespoons of grass-fed butter. We have some Truvia or stevia you can use. I think I actually use stevia, but I have Truvia now to give it a little sweet taste, right? And in order to put the ketones in it, the external ketones, when you eat it right away, we have the Swiss cacao flavor, okay, which I added 2 of these into there. You can actually go to the store and get an actual Swiss cacao and actually take some scoops and put it in as well and make it really chocolatey if you like, right? So we pretty much put all that into a pan, or into a, a pot, heat it up a little bit so it became a nice liquid, then you just put them in these little things, or I put it in a bowl and just throw it in the freezer for about 30 minutes. And then you have a nice piece of chocolate here with coconut, butter, stevia or Truvia, Swiss cacao, which is the external ketones in there, and it's going to give you all the healthy fats that your body needs to produce its own ketones, as well as weight loss and giving you the fats on your ketogenic diet. So, on that note, I'm going to finish my fat bombs. If you like my videos, again, subscribe please below, like, comment, share, do whatever you need to do. I want to hear your comments. If you make the fat bomb, I want to know how it tastes. How did yours come out, right? If you have other recipes, if you have things, please share them with me. If you don't like doing videos, I'll take your recipe and I'll make a video for you and get it out there, and I'll mention you in the video and let you know that this is a great tip that someone else brought out. So again, this is Dave, your keto guy, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.